Alrighty, guys, we are live here on YouTube. Pretty fun, pretty unique video today. Let me know how my levels are because we've been having some audio issues lately with streams. My best buddy actually is an audio engineer and a professional musician, and he's coming over tomorrow to help me work out some of these mic issues. So hopefully it will all get sorted. All the issues started when I switched to OBS from Streamlabs. I think I'm just not used to it yet. But how you doing, Rock Gobber? How you doing, Earl? We'll get started pretty quickly. We'll wait till we have some people here, but it's a very long interview. So I want to get into it, fairly quickly. Yeah. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? I have 3 streams today. We just streamed all morning. We streamed Watcher of Realms. What's up, Pro for Guns? How you doing, buddy? Pro for Funds. We got to get that rebranding on YouTube, too. How you doing, buddy? But yeah, we'll get into it pretty darn quick. What's up, Steven? How you doing? Yeah, everybody say hi. Come on. And remember to like that stream so we can get tons of people in here. We want to have there's gonna be a lot of discourse. Let's actually, I'll pull it up right now. The Mabucket interview. I haven't watched any of it yet because I wanted to do this totally live. I'm sure it's awesome. But it's 1 hour and 52 seconds. So it's going to take at least double that, right? Because I'm going to have to stop to give thoughts. So this will be a very long thing. So we'll have to get going pretty quickly. It was done. It was done before Christmas. But I don't think everyone knows that. Well, it's not a secret. You gotta lick the lid of your yogurt, guys. It's important. What's up, Roger? How you doing? Uh-oh. So I think once we get to 50 viewers, let's say once we get to 20 likes, we'll start. How about that? You are on time, James. Just remember to like that stream, y'all. If half of you like it, we can start right now. Minutes. We've been live for 3 minutes. How you doing, Valley? This is such good yogurt. Cold brew coffee. Shout out to Cold Brew Gaming. Cold brew coffee yogurt, it's called. How's it go with me? It's good, Abika. V-Gate Steer. Oh yeah, I posted it ahead of time to so people would have time to, like, I scheduled it. We only started like 5 minutes ago. First time, blind reaction. I haven't watched any of it. So Boreas did all that with no interview. I have a busy day, dude. So guys, let me actually go wash my hands and wash my face because I just ate, and then we can start. Well, actually, let's check the likes first. We still need more likes. We're only at 18 likes, 47 viewers. We need to wait till we have 50 more likes before we can start the... Because it's going to be a long video. We got to wait till we start. What's up, Donji? Judas, can you DM me that video? The knee feels terrible. That's why I was dancing that poorly. But I have an appointment in like 10 days. All right, we can start in a minute, guys. Should we start? What do you guys think? It's a long one. Let me tell you the agenda for today. So I had my streams this morning. My video came out. Let me actually share my video in case you guys missed it. You guys can queue it up and watch it after. Let it play in the background. You know, whatever you crazy kids want to do. I don't understand dislikes on videos. It has 5% dislikes. Like, why? So yeah, you can check that out if you want to give it a little algo grease. I wouldn't mind. But yeah, aside from that, let's just get into it. Your addiction to reaction videos. Well, this is gonna be a pure reaction. I haven't watched any of it. So yeah, I think let's get into it. So we'll do this, and then right after this, I don't know if you've heard of it. Let me actually come up with a picture for you guys so you can see. There's a brand new game that just came out in early access at the middle of last week called Palworld. It's basically, they're calling it Pokemon with guns. Essentially, it's like a hero collector catcher, but also like a survival RPG. It is super popular right now, so I'm going to do something I haven't done before. I'm going to do like every time I've tried a game, it was to play a game. We'll see how much I love it. Maybe I'll love it, and it'll be my favorite thing. But I lost my train of thought. But I will... Palworld's so much fun. Okay, yeah, people are saying I'm going to love it. So I'm going to go straight onto Twitch after this, and we're going to play it all night long. So this will probably go for like 2 or 3 hours. Then we'll head over to Twitch, and I'm going to buy the game, and we're going to play it all night long. So yeah, this is the game. And there you go. But for now, it's not about Palworld. It's about a different pal, Mr. Mabucket. So let's get into this. And we're just going to get it going. Let me know how the levels are pretty early, guys. I'll try to get it all going. Judas and Rock the D. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm trying to understand. Oh, you mean Mabucket. Yeah, Mabucket's awesome. Yeah, he's been a little MIA lately because he has other stuff, but he's a real OG. Oh, the GB video guy? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Oh, if he's that great, then I can bring him on the channel or something if you guys think I should. Let me know the best presentation. I can go full screen like this, but then I don't know where to put myself. Maybe I can make myself tiny in the corner, but I shouldn't be too small. Maybe we'll try like this, and we're just going to get going, guys. So let me know how you like the volume, the audio levels. But aside from that, let's just get into it and let's do this thing, huh?
Long time no see. This is finally the interview video from my visit to Moonton's office in Shanghai.
What I'm going to do, so this video is long as hell, right? So don't be offended, Mabucket or anybody. I'm going to watch this on 1.25 speed. I think 1.5 would be a little too fast, right? Top left? Okay, sure. Because I'm going to be pausing it like this all the time to give my thoughts and comments and things like this. So if people understand, this is how we're going to do it.
There's a lot in this video. It's quite long, so I won't delay too much, but I do want to quickly do the giveaway that was announced in the previous video.
Oh yeah, I still have to do my giveaway, guys. So we'll do that later on in the week for sure. It's just not too late to sign up if you guys want to do it. I don't know if we have any mods in the chat to share the link. Otherwise, remind me at the end and I'll share a link to my giveaway.
There were a lot of comments. There were over 1,600 comments on that video, so thanks so
1,600 comments. What the fuck?
much for participating, and I wish you a lot of luck in the giveaway. I found a tool that allows you to randomly pick comments and it discards duplicates, as there were some duplicate comments, so it didn't work this time. Sorry guys. Anyway, let's go on with the giveaway. The way I'm going to do this is we'll just do the 3 big ones and then I'll show you the other 30, because there was 30 times 300 diamonds, 30
yeah, he's about to say, but some of the giveaways were crazy.
times 5 huge stamina potions. Then there was the yearly monthly summoning, yearly monthly stamina, and the privilege pass for 1 year. So let's do that. Let's start with the monthly summoning card. And the winner is Angelo Camero, which is hoping to win the raffle, and he does provide his ID. So congratulations, Angelo. You should be getting a monthly summoning card for a year.
I think that's 30 summons. That's a summon a day for the whole year. That's like 360 something summons. That's a great reward.
Pass this on to the developers straight after this. So congratulations, mate. And next up, we have Sherman Portillo 7419. Gratitude top G. Thank you, mate. And we do have the ID in this comment as well. Some of them don't, so I was a little bit worried, but it seems we're in good hands. So congratulations, Sherman, mate. You'll be getting the monthly stamina card for 1 year. And finally, I think the biggest one is the privilege pass for a year. So
this is the best.
The winner is Dutch Dills. Great to hear from you. Everyone was wondering how you were. Thank you, and sorry for making you guys worry. I've honestly
be sure to let me know how the volume and the levels are, guys.
It's just been crazy busy at the moment. I'm living a good life, so I'm very fortunate.
It's too fast, do you think? You guys let me know.
But I am very sorry to vanish on you guys so much. So I'm glad to get this video out finally, and congratulations, Dutch, mate. I wish you success and pleasure with all the farming you'll be able to do. All right, so that is the giveaway over with. You'll see on my slides, there is a big list of names, winners of the huge stamina potions and of the 300 diamonds. So thank you guys very much for the comments. I did read a lot of them. There are a lot, so I apologize. There are a bunch I didn't read, but 1,600 comments is insane. So it's pretty impressive.
We'll see what happens when he's talking to the dev.
Commenting and contributing, and there was some really lovely stuff in there, which I really do appreciate, and I know the developers do as well. So with that, let's go into the interview.
My volume's low.
HQ with some of the developers. So I'm joined by Ren, and you may recognize his voice from the previous interview, and he is a hero and a battle designer. So thank you for joining me again, Ren.
Thank you. My back. It's nice to finally having me.
Yeah, it's great to meet in person.
It's been a long wait.
A long time, but I'm very grateful for the opportunity, so thanks so much. All right, so I can see you've got some pretty cool teasers on the screen at the moment, but maybe we can start by following up from where we left off in the last interview. So have you got, I've heard there might be some follow-up progress updates on some of the topics from...
Are they going to put this on the screen? Or are we going to only view this like this? Because that's a mistake.
Our last interview.
Actually, we have spent quite some time to prepare those special surprise for you. So you guys, especially the holidays.
They show full screen.
In the reach, right? So here's a glimpse of what's coming to virtual realms in next year. And before we actually start, there's a disclaimer that obviously all the contents in this document is WIP status and does not reflect the final quality of the related work.
Yeah, makes sense. It's all a work in progress. So thank you very much for showing us so soon.
Okay, so let's start. So first of all, last time we were talking about a brand new guild boss. We refer it to as guild boss.
We're starting right off at the juice. New guild boss, Titan the Guardian. I mean, multi-arm rotation, boss mechanics change for each arm. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Boss mechanics change for each arm kind of sounds like Hydra, huh? Sounds like Raid Shadow Legends.
Is only because this boss is also like you need to fight it together with your guild members.
Yeah.
And this boss is actually a fully independent boss compared to the previous one. And you have independent rewards, and the battle mechanics is brand new.
Sounds good.
So let's go ahead into a little bit background of this boss. So we have it temporarily named Titan the Guardian. And Titan is an ancient guardian golem, actually, created to protect the treasures of gods. And it presents unprecedented challenge and both rewards to players to beat it, of course. And there's a simple mechanism explanations for this boss. First of all, it has a multi-arm rotation. Actually, for now, there are 3 arms. Yeah, it's a 3-arm rotation. And this boss mechanics changes for each arm, of course. And basically, you beat one arm, and the arm rotates into the second arm, and you have to beat the second arm for a second different.
And is that all in the same fight?
Yes, all in the same fight, and this rotation goes on and on. For example, you beat the first and the second and the third, and
so it sounds like it's not all at the same time. So they're going to come in phases. Sounds pretty interesting. If they're always the same 3 arms, it'd be pretty nice. It also gives them the opportunity, right, to mix it up. Like every month, maybe they swap out an arm or something for a new arm. I don't know.
The boss interesting.
This is with guys, new content, new things are always coming to the game, right? We were talking about this on my stream today on Twitch this morning. Like, do not feed your heroes because you never know which hero might shine in upcoming content, right? We don't know how exactly how this is going to work. There might be some epic that you got rid of and it turns out they're going to be great for this content. Or, you know, maybe like there's examples already coming with codex and things like that. You see what's developments with like Cyrene right now in Arena. So there's always going to be new stuff coming to the game. So save your copies of your heroes. Wait till they're A5 to start feeding them.
A vulnerable status which you can get your DPS.
Cratch is OP for this.
And then for some time, and then it goes back to the first arm, and the fight will last
Why? Why tell that to war guides?
for a certain amount of time.
So you say, sorry to interrupt, but I'm very curious. You say to beat each arm. So if you have a real burst damage heavy team, can you get through the arms really quickly, or will you have a time where you have to at least survive?
It's a great
So
question.
you need to both have a high DPS team, and also you have the right mechanics counter, because each arm will have a specific mechanics.
So you won't just be able to nuke through every arm. You'll have to counter.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's interesting because so there'll be a unique mechanic for each arm. So you probably will have one team. I'm assuming it's 8 heroes, but you know we've seen now with Codex there's 6 and things like this. You might have to. This guy is your. Excuse me. This guy's like your arm 1 killer, and this guy's your arm 2 killer, and you have to build the team like that. I'm assuming a hero like Elwyn is only going to get better with content like this. This is when I say Elwyn's evergreen, for example, right? Like how could good healing and tons of rage regen for the whole map not be amazing for this?
That sounds really good.
You need to think a little
He fed a handful of legends. It's just idiotic.
bit for the hero build up.
Awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, so basically the goal of this boss is to test both damage output and survivability. So
Like no hate to him, but that's just, especially as a content creator, that's just not good practice.
your hero makeups. So for the first previous guild wars, we're getting back to it again. We mostly only test the damage output, not so much on the survival side.
Okay,
so
yeah, makes sense.
This is supposed to be a more balanced test for the players' heroes. So let's head into the art design.
Cool. Yeah, looking forward to it.
You really gotta wonder. I mean, Mabucket's doing an incredible job, right? But like, how does this guy not have a mic? I mean, his accent is honestly fine. I can understand him really well, but Mabucket just mics so much better. I don't see any mic on his clothing or anything. How much money did they spend to bring Mabucket to China, take him out to all these things, host him? They could have bought a $30 mic for this guy, or a $20 mic you put on his shirt, or give him old Apple headphones that have the mic right here. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They knew Mabucket was coming to film. That's why they invited him, right? So they should be prepared for this stuff. He has one on the table. I mean, it's terrible. The mic is terrible. Maybe they're using this thing as a mic, you think? I don't know. It's terrible. Like, you can barely hear him. The levels are completely off.
Multi-arm form. Wow.
Oh, he looks
That is
amazing.
cool.
I like that
Oh,
they're
that's
leaning.
Cool, man.
I love that they're leaning into more robot designs like Setrum. I love
So
Setrum.
let's start from the
Cool. Oh, so it's just one of his arms that
So
changes.
obviously our team took a little bit ideas
Wow.
from the works like Shadows of Colossus.
Yeah, that's
and,
really cool inspiration. Actually, I really like that.
Shattered
This looks so
Videos,
cool. Look at the tiles here. Seems like it's gonna be really
Lines.
platform unit heavy.
And basically we were trying to create a giant ancient titan
Do you guys mind if I fast forward a bit through this part? Because this is just to see the different pictures.
golem that has some shattered,
If you mind, we'll just take it slow.
ancient rocks or stones attached to his arms.
Yeah, this
and
looks
his
amazing.
back, something
This
like
like
that.
the design in this game is amazing.
To amplify the
Skip.
epic feeling of this boss. And
I think it works. It's just concept art, but it looks really cool. Actually,
Look at our absolutely amazing, modest, polite Englishman. Isn't it just incredible? Like, just he doesn't even care to show his face. Just cover the whole thing. I love Mabucket. He's awesome. This is the video I'm making about the video. Jacopi, that Jacopi. This will be published after. This is going to be me going through it, the whole thing, and we'll give our thoughts.
Excited for that.
three arms, like this one is like a shield.
So it looks like we got a shield arm, a fire arm, and a chainsaw arm, right? So with the fire arm, I presume we'll need some kind of cleanser. Again, Elwyn or Midon. Like I said, I've said for so long, Midon's like an A or something, right? Or I think we rank her as A or A+ now. But she always has potential to be way better because as they add more things in the game, she's going to be better and better. Maybe the chainsaw causes bleed and you need cleanse, right? Midon is a hero that you should always be investing in terms of, like, you know, it's not selling off copies because she's has a ton of potential, because the way they expand these games is by adding more and more and more debuffs, right? Adding more mechanics and things to make things more complex. A cleanser is just a huge thing. I have no question this Fire one's going to put out Burn, right? So you're going to need Eloin or Midon or something like that, or Dasami. Dasami's going to be really good now, I think, with more and more later game content with the rework Dasami's getting. And the shields were probably, I mean, it's Setram time, baby. Simple as that, baby. Lock them up.
So it's probably a defensive mechanism.
Is it damage?
And this one mechanics both offensively and defensively.
So a very technical question. I'm just curious to know. This flamethrower and a chainsaw, are they different damage types? So there's magic and physical damage?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see.
Although it's not something we have already
discussed. It's work in progress, so we'll see.
Well, there you go. So the most interesting thing about that means amazing question from Mabucket. I presume all his questions are going to be really good, but they don't know yet if it's going to be magic or physical or both or this or this. So it's like they're sharing a lot with him for it to be such early development.
Because they're different damage types.
And more natural.
It's interesting to see how that goes.
Okay. And this is a little bit glimpse of how the fight stage looks like.
That's cool.
Boss here.
Oh my god, it looks so
How
cool.
many heroes can you bring? The same as Dual Boss?
That looks so good.
Like a team of 10 and 8 times?
Oh my god.
Maybe 8. Okay, so this is actually the same with previous boss.
Okay, cool.
This looks so cool. Are you serious?
So this is also like 3 times.
It's really cool. I like the design a lot. And this is weekly, right?
Weekly?
Weekly. We do it once a week. Once a week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Oh, it's a weekly boss. I like that a lot.
Have different looks of his head.
So it really is just like Hydra, I think. But it seems
It's a
cooler.
really good angle to show off the scale of the boss.
Yeah, no spoilers, guys. Have you seen
yeah.
this already?
No, I'm a big fan. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Look how few melee spots there are. Interesting.
Really cool.
Yeah. Okay. And here's a little bit the early hard design of the stage itself. Basically, there are some pillars and there's some
Wow.
archways.
So this is just the textures and the environment. I mean, it looks amazing.
He's had it long enough.
This looks so good. Wow. They did such a good job. I cannot believe they're sharing all this with him. But you know, in his original video, when he toured around Moonton, he said, "You're going to see the interview. They shared way more than I thought." And Mabucket's not going to clickbait you or lie like that. If he's saying that, you know. And like, look, they're showing him renders, like early unpainted renders.
Yeah, I can see it.
Just crazy. Oh, this is gonna be so cool,
guys.
guys.
To change.
This game's so good. I
all
love
of those
watching
ground
it.
tiles in between the platforms. Can you place on all of them? Because there's like
Look how good this looks.
Like these little places.
Yeah, I probably need to check with our level designer, but from the history of the last boss, probably not all of them.
Yeah, true. I'm just curious because if it's those little ones at the bottom, you could have constant attack boosting. I'm just curious to see how that would go. No, it seems good. I like it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
You
You can tuck Constance in here, and she'll be able to touch 1, 2, 3 here, and then this whole line if you tuck her into one of these.
Constant attack boosting. I'm just curious to see how that would go. No, it seems good. I like it.
Yeah, so this is how much we are ready to spoil for the first boss, for the new guild
That
boss.
broken horn, he looks like Diablos when I'm done with him.
Announce the new chapter of the main campaign that Coldland covered in ice and snow.
Oh, chapter 10, nice.
The long-lost dwarven ones heroes will face various
Dwarven ice setting. Maybe they'll release some dwarves to match. Interesting, they're going for ice. I feel like the White Tower kind of had an icy vibe already.
Dwarves for the first part and the powerful ice elementals for the second part. And eventually, players will discover the reasons that turned the dwarves to the bad side and face the mighty elemental lord and try to beat him, of course. And they are.
I love. Everyone has a thing, right? Like I always say, right. That's like my pause word. He always says, of course.
Some more, in fact.
I have some Dutch friends. They always say natural, or they always say indeed, but he just goes, of course. Like of course, it's going to be a dwarven ice setting, of course.
Puzzle-solving elements involved in this chapter's
This is going to be sweet. They better have images of like big dwarven icy statues. And then they got to release a whole bunch of dwarves just for me.
Interesting.
First half next year.
That'll be fun to see.
Chapter 9 hard. Oh my god. Dude, Chapter 9 is
Chapter 9 is quite tough.
Yeah, I know players have been
So it sounds like by the summer, we're going to have Chapter 10 and Chapter 9 hard.
waiting for the
Look what Mama said. He said, Chapter 9's
People
tough.
really like the campaign. The campaign's what drew me to Watch of Realms, actually. I really like the campaign of the game.
Yeah, and especially this chapter will take place on an entirely different setting of.
It's very dwarven focused. So will the heroes such as Azhor and Brokir, are they featured in the story at all of the
For
chapter?
the most part, will feature in the story, and they will act as the main enemy.
Oh, okay.
And
Interesting.
they will play a large part in the plot. And
Get
Azhor
revenge
gets
on
to shine,
Azhor.
sorry.
And this is a little bit picture of the stage design in the early stage.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, and see, they got these big dwarven statues. This is like some real D&D thing. This is sweet.
The statues of the dwarves and like cannons and walls of
traps.
They've got a little melding table or something, a furnace.
Okay, that's cool.
Those,
I'm looking forward to that.
Created together to create some, the dwarven.
I think that was the joke Mabucket was making, yeah.
Yeah, it's just an
Oh, yeah. Oh, this looks
cool, though. I
great.
like the
This
aesthetic.
looks like Dark Souls. This looks
Yeah,
like
it's
when
really
you go
cool,
into the
because previous
painting,
chapter 9 is like very
Artorias'
kind of
painting.
ethereal and almost
Doesn't
angelic,
it?
So it's nice to see a big change. So it's a Rift campaign, like a new Void Rift chapter that looks
possible. It's possible.
cool. It'd be good to see more of it. So I have another question related to this, because last time we spoke, you suggested that chapter 9 was more focused on having a high BP, like a high battle power, to overcome the high numbers of the enemies.
Yeah.
And this one, I think you said, is more likely focused on the mechanics side.
Yes.
So is that still likely to be the case?
It's more likely than not.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's
I
fair.
have not got any information with our development standards yet. I think so.
Cool. That sounds good. The puzzle side of it is what drew me to the game. So it's great to see that staying in the direction.
Totally.
I think puzzle solving are more fun than
Yeah.
just
numbers.
accumulating BPs.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's take a quick look at the enemies.
So these are some of the new enemies
So
coming in.
basically, for this chapter, there are two factions of the main enemies, the dwarves and the ice elementals. So you can see those some sort of savage berserkers of dwarves, and dwarven tanks with long axe and
Oh,
shield.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
This one is that a
Look at this
cannon
guy.
or a minigun?
Yeah, it looks like a minigun.
Looks like a minigun.
Cool.
Narvi mob?
those are-
Undead Narvi.
So is this maybe related to the
That looks
heroes
like
like
Setro.
Boreas coming into the game, the ice focus?
I think so.
Nice. I'm a big fan of Boreas. I think he looks really
Yeah.
cool. I like his design, his kit as well.
I
Seems-
hope it plays some role in this plot too.
I'm sorry, this shows you Mabucket's taking a little time off from the game. You can't just mention Boreas and he doesn't say like, what's going on with that hero?
I really like it. I think he looks. His design, his mechanics as well. I think are really cool. And the recent patch notes, I think, are really good. So
Is it already?
maybe this was before this. You know what it is? This was before Boreas came out. Honestly, because this was before Christmas. That's why. Yeah.
Forerunner he is.
Yeah, I realize
but not
now.
On, not on global. I'm waiting for him on global. I'll be going for Boreas.
It's super powerful, right?
It looks cool. And the map scale freeze.
Yeah. Have you tried it?
On test a little bit,
A little bit.
but I'm waiting for.
From what I have heard about him is super impact.
Yeah, I think it'll be very good. I think it'll be very good.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh,
He's
the new gear
broken.
raid. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Oh, that's a good one. So basically,
Yeah,
we are
right.
introducing.
So we are getting GR4, which is pretty funny because in the first Mabucket interview, they're like, no, there's not going to be a GR4 anytime soon.
All the three current gear raids, a brand new gear raid, which we just call it gear raid for now, can be unlocked. And there are a series of regular rotating levels for players to experience. And upon clearing, brand
Look
new
how
gear
early
sets
this is.
and
They
gear
just
custom
have
materials will be
these digital assets. They all say stage 1. They're just working on the different things.
dropped. And those materials can be hammered into various gear and this crafting
Yeah,
feature.
the dev
allows
seems
to
pretty comfortable.
create several designated sets. So it's sort of a directional.
New sets, new mats. Pretty cool.
You can choose what set you want to
Yeah,
get to a
sort of
degree.
That's
choose
really
it
cool.
From like maybe 3
The
or
more
4
And are
customization, the
these new
better.
sets or the existing sets or both?
Both.
Are they going to show the boss for the new gear raid? I'll be
Okay,
so excited if they
interesting.
do.
The one you have to choose a group of sets.
Yeah.
Cool. I got what you mean. Yeah. No, it sounds really cool. So it says Nightmare Trial, but is that like a temporary name for
Yeah.
Gear Raid 4 or
Yeah.
whatever?
I
Gear
was
Rift?
I was getting there. So the first picture is
I was getting there, Mr. Bucket. I was getting there.
the
Sassy
front
dev.
UI, look of this entrance of this raid.
You can see it's all the same sets, though. We do have, this is the Unshaken Will. This is Morale. So that's
And
something,
brand new background.
which is interesting because Morale and Unshaken Will in Forerunner are only available through like events and tournaments. So it looks like here they actually will drop. I'll tell you, Unshaken Will, I don't know. Morale, unreal. You only need it on one hero, unreal.
And brand new art here. And basically, the second picture is like the crafting system, the showcase.
They didn't even translate everything to English for him. That just shows you they're just like showing him freaking everything, dude. What is this?
Here,
A whole different
the second
entrance
picture
currency?
is like the crafting system, the showcase of the crafting system, and you can see here
Oh no, this is gonna be so it's basically gonna be like a dwarven forge summon. Cool art of Azor. Looks like you will earn these currencies. Maybe you earn shards of it. You'll do those and you can select which sets you
You'll
want. It's gonna be a
have,
new way to forge your own
rewards.
equipment.
You have your production from either one.
Look at this. It's just still part of this is still in Chinese. Like they literally just shown
And you
him.
get one
They're like
free day.
mid work on all this stuff. Early
Cool.
starts
Cool.
on these projects, and they're
You
like,
get to
okay,
choose the
Mr. Bucket,
slot
here you
or
go.
not, like bangle, necklace, ring.
Very cool. They're so generous.
This
Can't
feature,
select slot.
the
Okay,
players cannot
yeah, I mean,
choose
that'd be
which slot
crazy.
to produce, but
Good
we
question
will
from
be,
the Bucket.
Look into this, the data, and maybe we will.
Yeah, makes sense. So when you do arrive,
Seriously,
you
this
farm
is
as
like
many as you want,
literally
limited per
pre-alpha. This
day,
is
per
like
week, or a resource, or is it just
pre-test
open farm
server.
like normal cookies?
From intern to
So
CVS.
the format is a little bit like the first 3 weeks. As long as you have stamina, you can farm as much as you want.
Farm with stamina, that's what I wanna know.
Mechanics that there's how does it a random rotating modifier attached to each boss.
This guy speaks really well, huh?
So there are multiple bosses in this raid, and I think like for each day you get one of them.
Oh, okay, interesting.
If he was just mic'd, I'd understand every freaking
Oh,
word
so
he
it's
said.
kind of like almost like a combination of
Yeah.
Void Rift and Gear Raid.
Right, and each boss I think has its own gear sets that can drop. So basically, you can only farm those 3 gear sets drops directly from this boss this day, and tomorrow you can get drops from other.
Okay, that's cool. So you can
That's
choose
cool.
certain days you want to
Yeah.
farm more than others.
There are also
Okay,
multiple
so cycling
kinds of
his
materials.
drops. That's
So,
really, really nice.
For example, the green gems only produce these 3 kinds of gear sets, and maybe a red gem can produce
And that's
other
depending
3
on
kinds.
which boss you fight.
Yes, I think it's attached to the
Okay,
boss too.
so you can choose, on this day it's these 3 sets, so maybe I don't
so
want
you
to
need
farm
to save
more.
your stamina for the boss you want.
That's cool, I like that, that's cool.
I
So
like
when
that
you
a
farm,
lot.
is that the drop, is these gems?
So
or do you get other drops?
immediately we'll have to do some
It
research and
drops
figure out
both
like what the
weapons,
meta days are,
gears,
and then that's what everyone will
Okay.
do.
Gears,
And then
gears,
someone in
gears.
Mad will find out actually this is the day you need to do, and then we'll all do that.
Okay, and
It'll
is
be
the gear
fun.
generally the same as the gear? So say I'm farming Gear Raid 3
Oh,
stage
updates for
21.
Tide.
Is it the same rough drops as that if I was farming whatever the highest stage of this is? So if I was trying to get ancient gear or something, is it
He's
on
talking about
parity, or is it
rates and
better to spend
quantity, I
stamina
guess.
here if you're farming the top end?
I think so. I think it's better to farm new gear with.
Okay, cool, sounds good.
You heard what he just
So-
kind of threw in there?
I think it's better to
He's Mabucket's gone. So is it basically going to be like the same amount of drops, same chances to get ancients? A good question, right? And he just throws this in at the end. Listen to what he says.
farm new gear with.
Okay, cool, sounds good.
So I think it's better to farm new gear.
Because I think it's better to farm the new Gear Aid. It's going to be OP. Like if you guys don't know, on Forerunner it used to be Gear Aid 1 and 2. Then they added Gear Aid 3, and Gear Aid 3 has the 2 best DPS sets in the game, right? This is gonna be like the new thing. So we're gonna have to get on it immediately.
Okay, cool, sounds good.
So I think so there will also be multiple levels for this new raid, and for the maybe first half, it will be similar status comparing to the 18 to 19 levels of the first 3 raids.
Cool.
So they drop roughly the.
Yeah,
same
because keep in mind,
quality.
this one doesn't even unlock until you've beaten 18. So you can't. It wouldn't be like you unlock it and now you have to go back to like stage 1 and it's the same as the other stage ones. The stage 1 on this will still be good,
That
right?
makes sense, yeah.
And the latter half will be better, at least on par or better than the 21st level of the.
Cool, nice. So it's kind of like the next
Yeah.
level of
If
stages.
you can push.
This is gonna be the kind of thing. Like if a hero is really like S+ tier for this, they're basically gonna be an S+ tier hero because this is gonna be required content for late in endgame.
It will probably be more efficient than older.
Is it much harder? Would you be? I guess it's very different content, but
Yeah, it's still a little bit too early to say,
Okay.
but I assume it will be.
Too early to say. They haven't even run it. I bet you it doesn't even exist. I bet you no one's ever actually done a proper run of it yet because it literally doesn't fully exist yet.
Cool to see. I'm interested
Sure.
in that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty much. All we
This has
have
gotta be a
with
fall
the
thing,
gear
right?
and
They should
the
take their time with
gear
this.
crafting systems.
That sounds great. Do you have any idea on how many bosses there are, or is it like if there's 7 days in a week and it rotates?
So everything is temporary. So for now, for the first edition, we are planning for 2 bosses, and
2 bosses, so maybe every other day or every 2 days.
eventually we will have 4, I think.
Cool.
And the rotation period will be
Eventually
like a
4. They're so good. They're doing such a good job in this game for getting new content, but then
Oh, okay.
pacing it out. You
So
know.
when we have 4, there will
Be
be
one
1
per
week.
week. Cool, that makes sense. So 2 for now, 4 in future, cycling in a month.
Rotating by
Alright,
okay
sounds cool.
bi-weekly.
Okay, so I know a lot of players have had their share of feedback for Tide. You have some
Yeah,
others
mine included. Sorry.
for Tide. So first of all, we'll have some revamped camp and fight scenes.
Looks good. I like it.
He's so polite. Like I think I'm polite, but in a different way. But if he mentioned Tide, I'd be like, yeah, it sucks.
A little bit more,
No longer on the beach.
But it's still
church
Chinese,
style
still in Mandarin.
Sort. This is camp, and you do your add your talent here, and let
To be honest, at the end of the day, the content's more important than the heroes. What they need to do is expand the hero pool.
boards, and we start here. And this is the new battlefield, I think.
Okay, cool. Is this for the later stages of Tide, or just from the beginning? So if you're a new player, is this what you'll see from the start, or is this for the if you get later in it changes?
No, I'm assuming. So you have
This looks
noticed
great.
some sort of variations.
Yeah, it's like improving over
on
time.
this
This is the new Tide?
What we use is when the player is progressing through the first 10 and second 10 levels and third 10 levels, the scene itself will evolve a little bit.
Cool, nice.
It's a little bit like the
Getting
heavens
better
against
defenses as
the
we
hells.
keep getting hammered.
So there's a little bit in-engine footage of the new scene.
So this is the new Tide camp and the Tide battle map.
Yeah, this is the new Tide camp.
Nice. I don't really care about the Tide camp.
When we
The
log in
map looks
on the
great
game,
though. This is
that's
very
usually
Lord of the
when
Rings.
Actually, a more simulation game sort of factors into the camp. Like you can build stuff, and when you build stuff, you gain access to new features.
That's cool.
That's cool. I like
Any
that.
any game in general, any long form game that you play for a while, the more customization, the better.
That's good enough for me. I'm happy to hear there's something coming. That's cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
People
And,
want to feel like it's their game and their
last but not
roster and
least,
their
Ooh,
account,
new boss.
right?
We have a new
As
boss,
much as possible.
for the Tide.
Whoa!
It's,
Oh, this is a Tide boss.
yeah, it's a devil or demon-like creature.
Very nice.
This is they're doing all this for a Tide boss, or did I miss
Fancy
something?
guy.
Yeah, I have no idea how does it fight now. It's a devil beast.
Oh, a new boss.
Literally, they did all this for Tide?
Oh, this is a Tide.
Tails and claws.
He is a fancy guy.
Yeah, I have no idea how does it fight now.
I have no idea how he's gonna fight. It's that early. They're like, oh, we made a cool drawing. Let's show Mr. Bucket.
No, I like
We will
it. It
see.
looks really
We
cool.
will see.
We
Looks
get to see it in
great.
game.
Okay. And also about the arena.
Yeah, they're spending all their time on no time for epics. They got to focus on Tide.
And I think last week, and we have
Void Rift
many
mount
players.
skins?
Yeah,
Mounts?
Moontoon is the most fun thing.
Oh, for when you
From
go
the
around the
feedback
Void Rift.
server,
Okay,
and
as long as they're not all pay to win. But even if they are, whatever.
Hope you guys can enjoy it.
Everyone's gonna be looking forward
Reworked
to this.
arena. We're not talking
So,
about that.
the main character can use.
Oh,
I think
sweet.
It can also reflect how the main character look in the.
I mean, I'm down for new
Oh,
skins.
that's
So
cool.
basically,
I just
if
hope there's a lot of options so you can really
off the skin,
customize it and like this
the
can be my
character will
skin.
ride a horse or ride a deer in your camp, if I understand correctly. Because at the first.
Do you think they'll
step,
make they can if I get really big they'll make a custom skin for me and it can just be Cratch giving me a piggyback ride?
influence the Void Reef itself, then yeah.
So does it actually
Yeah.
affect the camp?
Affect the camp.
And can
Maybe
you-
it will ride the.
Oh, it's doing
Look
donut.
how early development this is.
So a question everyone's gonna want to know:
Yeah.
How can you get the skins?
Yep.
I think by beating the Void Rift. So for the most part, they're doing contents in the Void Rift.
Nice, that's cool.
Make some of them pay to win. Jeez. They need to find better non-competitive balance affecting ways to make money. Sell skins. Sell these. I won't buy them obviously, but sell them. It's such an easy, good way to make money.
It will have different ways of unlocking, I think. And we're also doing continuously doing optimization of character materials and other render.
Wow. It actually looks so much better. They're home runs left and right. I'll also say shout out to Bucket. When they released those skins for Mari and Abomination and that kind of stuff, Mabucket pointed out, I don't know how he knows this, but basically when you're doing a rendering and you're building a model, a 3D model, you have like a T pose and an A pose. So I know this now. This is an A pose. So that means they're sharing this like completely early design, right? They only have it in its general model pose. Looks way better though. Really, a little less red in the arms, but the glistening, I mean, the textures are way better.
So this is changing the rendering of the material itself, right? This
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah,
a
it looks-
reskin.
so maybe,
This is
you know how I said, someone pointed this out too. For anyone that saw, go check it out if you haven't yet. I don't know if we have a mod there, link it. But I posted my Helga video yesterday. Go check it out. I think it's a really good video. But I said I thought she looked really cool. Her wings looked really cool, but she had this kind of bodice with the bones. Oh yeah, now Judas is saying it. And maybe it was you who commented, Judas. But then the bones looked cheap to me. It looked like I was like, I like the design, but this looks cheap. And then I don't know if it was Judas or someone, but they were like, it's because the bones are 2D and they're not rendered properly. But like this is rendered properly. Like this looks like freaking Dark Souls. This looks amazing. Or
Reflexivity.
better than Dark Souls.
Yeah, this is an example of the
Dark Souls
engine
Remastered.
model of the
This looks awesome.
Hero.
Yeah,
And
looks
this one
It just
I
looks
think is the original one,
expensive.
This one is a new one. So,
Which is what
I
you
think it's
want.
good. I think it works. Nice.
and, those are two small engine footages. Of
They had
the
quarterly
setting.
info.
Yeah.
So the only thing they told us was the Gear 8, Chapter 9 Hard and Chapter 10 Normal will be out Q1 or Q2. So that would mean at the latest June.
Rex and Iron.
I mean, look how much better Rex looks. Like, look at this. This is the little things, man.
No living being should ever eat
Bucket?
processed food for
Seriously?
every single
Trying to
meal
make
of their
money?
life.
We'll watch the
Good,
whole thing.
Real food
We
is
respect
simple.
him.
It looks like food.
I respect him.
Smells
Amazing
like
creator.
food. It's what dogs are supposed to be eating. We really don't want people to think of feeding food like ours as spoiling their dogs.
It's amazing to me how many people write in about their dogs changing for the better. The farmer's dog is just our way to help people take care of them.
Can you believe it? Some people feed their dog not gourmet imported food. Yes, I have a dog. He's downstairs being a weirdo.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's a nice
This looks way
improvement.
better. Look at Aim. This looks so much better.
Always spending some time to
It's
make,
the little things, baby.
little details of our game.
I think it's
A
worth it
little
because
bit
it's a really satisfying feeling in Watch of Realms when you get a nice, cool looking hero. The aesthetic is a
More
really sharp part of the
cinematics,
game.
though. Everyone needs a
So I think
cinematic.
it's
Arrogance
worth
needs a
it for sure.
cinematic. Broke here needs a
So
cinematic.
that's
Imagine how
pretty
cool
much,
Broke your
for
cinematic
the
would be.
new stuff, and those are we also have
Arrogance to cinematic would just be Lust leading him to like the back room of the strip club. You know that's what it would be at this point.
some frequently asked questions
Nice.
that players are really concerned about. First of all,
I think you guys are really good at
Arrogance, you have successfully paid for 5 minutes. Take my hand.
responding to community feedback. Honestly, it's a really, really big point of this game. It's a
Thank
reason
you.
I'm a big fan.
thank you.
So thank you for doing this.
So for the stamina consumption.
Dang, I want to go to
related,
China. This looks so fun.
So basically, we are constantly looking into the stamina-related data and to evaluate how do we need to do the adjustments.
This is really late. This is all, yeah. This is all. This is all. We have all this already.
Some an EXP bonus item.
Nice.
And the next one is the ask a lot. The defense has been beat anything without having.
To improve damage mechanics, reduce late level monster defense. I don't like that. Over high attack. Okay. Yeah.
Extremely high attacks.
They're very
Yeah.
concerned
Or
about the way
relying on
defense
Ajax,
interacts and
grade one,
HP interacts in this
cyber
game.
security.
That's why they're
Really
making us all release these videos
in
about
the last couple
defenders.
of patches, we have already patched most of the later monsters.
Hmm.
Here, defense attributes down, and for this, players will have easier amplify their heroes' damage by building up not just attack but also attack speed, crit damage, and also
Okay, yeah.
damage increase.
More variety in builds.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
That's a good
there's
direction.
A bit of more balance in the combat and in the attributes you can pursue on your hero build up.
So I have a question on this.
If they
topic.
want that, then they should add like a buff that is necessary for some content, right? Like a piercing damage buff, right? And then release a banner, release a fusion that's a free-to-play decent version, so at least everyone gets it. And then release a banner that has like the legendaries like a Dolores level inspiration and the epics like a Pharisee level inspiration, but for this piercing thing, that'd be the right way to do.
come out on global.
No, you
now,
misread that.
And some
I think it was literally just saying it's not going to cost actual stamina. It's just going to be tickets.
players who are already very end game players
Mm-hmm.
are now saying that the content feels too easy. They're now able to just crush 21. I think for the vast majority of players, that won't be their experience.
Yeah, this is honestly, I see why he's saying that because this is what people say. But the people that feel like they beat the game and they did everything, that's how games work. You spent a lot of money, you spent a lot of time, and you did it. I don't think that's a problem at all. That some people are like, all I do now is farm gear 21. It's like, well, that's what you signed up for. That's the game. You rush the game. That's where I'm at. You just accept it. Focus on your Void Rift, focus on your Codex, or move on to the next
But
game.
some players have said it feels
I don't think it's about appeasing the 0.5% of players that finished everything
a
already.
bit too easy now.
Is there any particular game modes you were referring to?
All the gear raids, basically. Mainly gear
All
raid
those.
1.
Yeah, so because the gear raids, they were like, because they're supposed to be farm-oriented game modes, and you only need to beat each level once.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. The gear raids are
you
not.
just-
Honestly, this dev's a freaking baller. I love him. He's saying the gear raids are you work towards it, eventually you get it, and then you're done with them. You farm them. That's the point of the gear raids. Or if you're like me, you do takers all the time because you think they're fun and it's a good way to have a business, right? The content that keeps the game fresh is Codex. It's going to be this new cycling boss thing. It's going to be Void Rift, right? That's content. The other stuff is just loading up your arsenal. The gear raids are just an artifact material. They're just loading up your arsenal so you can do that other content more effectively.
waiting for the drops. And we have already introduced a couple of different kinds of more high difficulty oriented game
Yeah, that
modes,
makes sense.
Like what we
Like in Raid Shadow Legends, everyone's like, we need gear raid 25, and then everyone beats gear raid 25 in a week. Everybody did. Like that was far in the game.
and boss rush.
Just how it
And
is.
Those are for those of you guys that
That's for
have,
the really heavy end game
Yeah.
players. Cool, that makes sense. I think we're all looking forward to the Immortal Codex.
Yeah. So we have already prepared. That it's end of year and it's holiday season.
Yeah.
We do have prepared a thank you letter from all of us to all of you that who have played in our game for almost half a year now.
Yeah, that went quick.
Yeah. May I dare to read it?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so Happy holidays, Commanders. At the end of the year, we'd like to express our sincere gratitude to all of you for your love and your lasting devotion in WR. The total number of WR players has exceeded 5 million within the first 3 months of the global launch, and this is a pleasant surprise for all of us at the studio here. None of the success would be possible without you, of course, and without each and every one of our dear players. Thank you very much for your enthusiasm and devotion in Virtual World.
This guy's amazing, right? Speaking out loud, reading out loud is really hard. Doing it on camera is even harder, and then doing it on camera in another language. This guy's amazing.
Your passion inspires us to continue working hard to bring more and more innovation and excitement to the game, and to keep pushing.
I was reading the patch notes today on my stream, and how many attempts did it take me? This guy's amazing.
Mobile team RPG on a fantasy setup. We know that we still have many shortcomings, and your feedback and suggestions have always been driving force for us to move forward and make virtual realms.
He needs a better mic for sure.
To the players. In addition, we would also like to express special thanks to all the content creators like Mabucket here. Thank you very much.
You're not going to name any more?
We can't reach here without any of you to contribute to the community. And your talent and creativity infuse life into the community and enriches the world of WR. And in the upcoming year, we will continue to provide players with.
I keep hearing a beep. You know what it is? They're taking pictures of them right now. That's what it is. I keep looking behind me. Like, listen.
Community and enriches the world of WR.
Yeah, it's like a DSLR behind them snapping photos.
Provide players with better gaming experience, and a lot of new exciting gameplay and activities are on the horizon. Hopefully you can enjoy it. Thank you for every moment you have spent this far in this game. And we are committed to make WR the best game possible and to create beautiful memories together with you in the days to come. Thank you. And best wishes from Team.
But they call it WOR. Who's ever called it W? What have any of you ever referred to it as WOR? You either say War or Watcher of Realms. Who says WOR?
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love it. I love this guy.
So you guys have done a fantastic job over the last year. I've been playing for a while, and there's been my time playing the game has been from October 2022, and over a year I've been playing. The game has changed a lot, and the main reason I've stuck around so long is because the community provides feedback.
No, totally. I'm just saying it's funny.
Devs actually respond. We get a lot of response from you guys, and we all really, really do appreciate it. So thank you so much for your hard work.
So important.
Honestly, it's a really big thing. I hope people who are watching do appreciate it. There's a huge amount of feedback between the developers.
You can tell
and
he
players,
really
and it
cares
is what
about the
makes
game.
good.
Like,
So
it's not just
thank
for
you guys
show.
your
This
hard work.
dev
Really
cares
appreciate
about the
it.
game.
Nice to have you here.
He loves his job,
And
and
that's
he
pretty
cares
much
about the game.
the contents we have prepared.
He's got a
and we do
hilarious
have some
Snoopy
really
sweater.
reserved content. But first of all, do you have any questions for us?
I have a lot of questions.
Don't be scared.
I always have questions.
Let me go. Don't keep me too late.
He's so bashful. He's like,
I can't get to them because it's locked.
Oh, 这是我的。
break bubble tea.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for pretty much all of the content we've just gone over. It's a huge amount.
This is a better angle of
Well,
them.
I've been given the opportunity to ask you more questions, so I'm going to take full
Really?
advantage. You'll go home eventually, but not yet. So I have a bunch of questions. I asked a bunch of members in the community, mostly very end game players, just so I can have a variety of questions. And we have some questions from some other content creators as well. So thank you in advance.
Oh yeah, he asked
Yeah,
me for
so
some
the first
questions. I don't even know what I said.
Is a very technical question. This is regarding tooltips.
Oh, I know what I said. It was all about. I asked about epic heroes. I asked about the hero pool. Let's see if he asks it.
So currently,
I bet he didn't, or he didn't. He would have just said it's from a content creator because people would have told me.
tips are missing a lot of the specific details. So a request and something that I would like and a bunch of players I've seen would like is some way to enable or just to generally have advanced tooltips. So a way of having more details. So an example would be someone like Vienna,
like
her
when they have in
ultimate
Dragonair.
AoE does a bunch of damage and executes enemies. That's great. We know the threshold, but for most AoE skills, we don't know how many enemies it hits. And we only really knew that was a big thing when Lightlock got changed.
Mr.
So
Bucket, ladies and
stuff
gentlemen.
like that, we would like to see AoE skills telling us how many enemies it affects. And there are certain like specific mechanics like Nyx. She hits the furthest enemy away, but it doesn't say it. Or Hex's A1. He has a chance to trigger some extra damage, but we don't know the chance.
Yeah.
So is there a way that in future we could see these
This
more
is A
detailed
plus, Mr.
breakdowns or
Bucket. A
information?
plus.
Actually, we are being aware of these issues for a while now, and we are continuously doing the optimizations on the hero skill tooltips to make everything as precise and as accurate as possible. And of course, we will try to fix those issues that you just mentioned as quickly as possible. And in the future, we will strive to
Triple S to your question.
That's
D tier answer, to be honest.
Problems,
Political answer.
That's cool. We want the detail because we like the game, so it's the more the merrier for us.
Yeah.
So that sounds like in
They
future
need to
maybe we'll see some
realize
more changed.
every competitive player, any player that really gets addicted to the game is most players are very into the details and very dev speak answer and very nerdy about it and want to know the specifics. That's how I would ask it. I'd say, hey, you're doing great stuff. The variety of skills is amazing, this, that, and the other. But it is essential that you have an option to give us complete information because that's the kind of player base you're dealing with. Give it to us. So this is one place. Mabucket's just so kind and polite. He needs to be... They should bring someone from New York to be a real asshole. That's what they need.
Towards more detail. So that's the best we can hope for.
That's the direction we're going.
Cool, sounds good. And secondly, and this is kind of a similar note, is regarding patch notes. So we get these really cool patch notes, which myself and many people like to go over in detail to see what
Is he going to say, and they leave random stuff out of it?
we can pick apart and use in future. But sometimes the patch notes are not very descriptive. So there'll be a note, fixed known issues, or...
Yeah, you guys know the Obama's Rage translator with Keegan? They should have me do it.
It's a little bit vague. Is there a possibility that we can have a bit more detail in future patch notes regarding what's fixed in certain areas or what's changed?
So for the patch note,
They bribed him with boba.
There are the section that known issues has been fixed, as you just mentioned. So
I don't care.
basically,
I don't care about. I think the patch notes are plenty in depth. I think the problem with patch notes is they leave things out sometimes.
We will have all the details for you on patch notes, and if we have chosen to hide it in the patch note, which it usually means it doesn't directly affect the players. Sometimes it's just technical problems.
Okay.
And on a side note, we'll try to have a more precise and specific explanations for new features and new game modes in the future that are introduced, so the players can understand it better even before they actually get to play it.
Yeah,
So
sounds
hopefully
good.
that helps.
I think the change to Guild War recently, there's these like test demos for the demons to explain how they work. I've heard people say they really like those, so I think it's a good direction.
Okay, sounds good.
And this question I think kind of popped up from some people in the community, which is, so we really like the content that's coming. Void Rift I think is a really good addition to the game.
I love
And the
Void
Immortal Codex, which is coming around sometime this month on Void, I
Codex.
think. We're really, really looking forward to that. But most of the content we're seeing is weekly, so it's a lot to do in a week, which is great. It's more content.
We need more
But
monthly
there's
content,
a
I
desire
agree.
I've seen from some players to
We
have
need a
content
monthly
that's little
tower.
bit of a bigger window, like a month reset. That way you have a bit more time and you're not as rushed, but maybe bigger rewards but a longer reset period. So the suggestion people have been mentioning is something like a tower system that you see in other gachas. But I guess it's something more along the lines of a bigger reward but a longer reset period. Is there plans in the future?
Okay. Yeah, as I can recall that for the Immortal Codex, we are planning for it to open like a monthly, so each month, once each month.
Not really
So,
true. I mean, technically it's once a month, but it's a 2-week thing. I mean, this is close, but we need a tower.
Sometimes we have prepared like.
It doesn't have to be
bosses.
like what was Raid's tower? Like 120 floors? You don't need a 120 floor tower because I want each floor to be interesting. Give us a 25 floor tower, right?
And we are preparing to add new.
And you could even make each floor hard, like we do in Void Rift, but make each floor have a difficulty, or each tower have a difficulty. So you could try normal tower, or you could try hard tower, right? You could do both if you want, right? That'd be cool.
Bosses for
And then once you clear normal tower, you can auto complete it. Tower, maybe it's hard to explain. I could write it out. Maybe someone in the chat can help you. Essentially, a tower would be like you have mini bosses, and you do a stage, and then you're forever done with that stage. You do a stage, so you climb higher and higher, and it gets harder and harder. And they will have different like mini bosses or a big boss at the end. It doesn't have to be imagined like a tower. Imagine if there was a campaign chapter, like chapter 9, but it was like 50 stages. In infinite mode, yeah, they had that in Calibria Crystal Guardians, and it was super fun. And that was permanent. It wasn't monthly. Tower content's super fun. So, like, if anyone knows Void Tower and Raid, but that's the other thing. People are like, this game needs a tower. It took Raid almost 3.5 years to add Void Tower, and people were asking about it forever because Raid, everyone talks about Raid being so innovative, or some of the new players I talk to, Raid just copied Summoner's Wars, and now we're copying Raid, right? Summoner's Wars already had the tower, so people are like, we need a tower. But tower would be huge. It will eventually come for sure.
Mode. So
honestly, it doesn't need to come that fast. They're releasing content, I would argue, too quickly. I know some people don't agree with that, but you can only release so much content before there's too much content in the game. You need to pace out the content.
maybe this month you get to play some old boss you have tried in the last events, and maybe the other months you will get the new boss.
Sounds cool.
And there will be a rotation. And
this dev is such a freaking homie. At this point, he's just like, yeah, I mean, it'll be awesome. Just be patient. Like, he's just like leaning back, wearing a Snoopy sweater. He's the ultimate G.
To add
He's my new
more
hero.
monthly based game modes, so to suit the players' needs.
Cool. Sounds great. Looking forward to it. But there's another question, of course, and this one is content that's only just been added, so it's very new, which is the gear recasting system. The idea that if you get a gear piece and it's got really promising substats and it rolled really badly, you can spend a gear recasting hammer to give it another try. So I made a video covering the initial how it works, mechanics. And the response was a little bit negative. So the community has some concerns. Mainly, the acquisition of the hammers is not very accessible since you have to obliterate legendaries. And the recast is recasting the entirety of the sets, not one substat. And then finally, that you can't recast ancient gear. So I'm not sure if it's very, very new, but have you seen the
Pretty bored of
feedback
this.
and had a chance to discuss it as a team? Are there any
Talking
changes
about
planned in
gear
the future?
recast. I'm so not interested in gear
elaborate
recast.
more?
I wish we didn't even have it, to be honest.
Specific questions. So, yeah, my cheat sheet doesn't cover this much.
Sorry.
I need to discuss with my.
No worries.
Those are really good questions, and actually we have our plans to introduce two kinds of rerolling items. I think you can call the second one chisels. The first one is hammers. Hammers, you can use hammer to reroll all the stats, and the chisels will be targeting to one specific stat.
They're going to be chisels for individual stats. I hate that. I hate that. They better gate it behind only content, and it's not. If you can buy those things, GG, folks, GG.
Which have all the right stats or the right gear stat bonuses. You just don't have the right numbers. You can use hammer. It will be better suitable for it. And if you have a gear with 3 high numbers and only 1 low numbers, you can use the chisels. And chisels will also be applicable to an ancient gear.
I hate anything with recast. Maybe it's because I played Calibia Crystal Guardians, but I hate recast. It messes up the competitive balance so much. I hate it.
Very recently, like in the holiday patch, we will have a lot of other
very
ways.
soon. Wow,
Yeah, so
okay.
previously the hammer introduction on Forerunner server is a little bit experimental to see how
I don't care about this.
the ways of getting chisels is like from drops of the higher difficulty game modes and maybe some.
Okay, so it'll be drops. I mean, as
higher
long as you don't have
difficulty
these
activities.
packs that like
What
freaking.
about maybe using Epic
You
Awakening
guys know what I'm
tokens?
gonna
'Cause
say.
I think
we have those, but we don't have the legendary ones.
Yeah, I think.
Maybe using Epic Awakening tokens? Because
I think
we have those, but we don't have the legendary ones.
Yeah, I think.
No, too pay to win.
Need to talk to our.
Fair enough, it's a bit early to discuss.
Operational.
They should let people use Epic Awakening coins for like skins. Like who wouldn't? If they had a Dolores skin for 20,000 Epic Awakening coins, who wouldn't? Like so many people would save up for that. We have too many. The
Designer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care
I
about
like
this
the
at all.
chisel system. It sounds like a really good direction. We can use it on ancient gear. We can use it on specific stats. I guess the only thing remaining then is how exactly we can get hold of them. But it sounds like a really good solution. So that's nice. It gives us the option of both, which I think is a really, really good solution. So that's cool. And I have a few more
We
questions.
need to make
I'll
more
probably
pay to
cut
win
this a little
stuff
bit just so we're
strictly
not
about
taking
like
too much of your time.
aesthetic or
Well,
quality of life.
The next question
Not
is,
quality of life, but you know what I
recently
mean.
we've had
Visual experience, not game
a lot
experience.
of ancient heroes being added. So the Chaos Dominion faction, and
Good
now
question.
we have the new Arbiters being added. I think the art's fantastic. I like the design. I like the abilities.
Like
I think the
PoE.
heroes are really, really cool. They're a lot harder to get, which I don't mind, but in recent patches, we're mainly seeing these kind of ancient exclusive heroes coming to the game. Is there going to be more normal heroes coming, so in the normal summoning pool, or are we going to be staying on this ancient trend for a while?
So I think so. Previously, we were adding, for the most part, we were adding those 2 new factions to the game. So we were.
We need
focusing
a
most
epic
on,
arbiter lord.
building off those
That's
2
what I
new
want.
factions, and so
We need
that's why,
epics. Talk about
maybe
epics.
Players have seen more heroes from those.
It's not
2
about you,
factions
those special
recently
cases.
than
So many people
a
will.
lot.
It's a great way to
And,
make
of
money
course,
without messing the game up.
As now they are sort of set up. Those 2 factions have some numbers of heroes already, and we will try to do a better work of balance between those ancient heroes and non-ancient heroes, and we will, of course, continuously introducing more new heroes from other factions as well.
Is there a possibility to add more epic heroes as well? Because I think that's something people have mentioned quite a bit. Because we're getting loads of legendaries.
We already plan to add more 3 stars and 4 stars, like epics and rares. I think.
Very good. Awesome. That's good news.
So something to
I'll believe it when I frickin' see it. How about that?
add to my point earlier is just we will mainly focus on the non-ancient heroes, and the ancient heroes will be still like a rarer drop or a smaller.
So you wanted to build the factions up so they're there, and then you can return to.
right.
So they're rare. We're not going to get them that often. Cool. That makes sense. And I think something that's when they were first introduced, when I was playing on the Forerunner, which was kind of a test server, so this is makes sense. It was very hard to get them because they were.
Shouldn't even talk to someone like that, Rock Gobber. Anyone that thinks heroes should be directly purchasable need to just go buy themselves like a triple S game or something and buy the deluxe edition and quit this game.
Very few sources of ancient crystals, but now there's a lot
Yeah,
more.
I wouldn't pay for skins. if I was a spender, but I totally get why people do. I'll tell you, if I was a spender, I probably would have pushed harder in the Setchum in that ultimate leaderboard where I placed, I don't know, 200th or something, but I was in the top 60 at one point before it went crazy. I would have considered it if I thought I could afford it to get that Setchum skin, to be honest. That something like that I would do if it was like for an event.
Introduces more ways of getting them, so I think it's actually very fair. I think we're going to have a lot of good opportunities to get these new heroes.
Yeah, Epics are playing Draga and Philip. Yeah,
Good to know.
But on that tangent regarding getting,
they need to do what the way Raid has done a couple times when I was playing it. This would have been like beginning 2021. They need to have like a big drop where they release like 12 new Epics at a time, and like half of them are good.
There's a question someone else raised to me, which I think is a very good point regarding there's like banners at the moment, right, on weekends. So either you have a 2x, so a double chance of getting a legendary, or there's a 10x banner. So there'll be
Nope, it's either a 2x or a 2x and a 10x.
specific heroes, and you have a 10 times greater chance of getting those heroes. But since the game launched in July, the number of legendaries has increased by like 50% or something. We keep adding more and more legendaries.
More,
So
I
the
think.
value of a 10x banner is not as good as it used to be.
Great
because there's now
question.
so many more
I guarantee you this question was given to him by someone from Mad, because it's been asked to me.
heroes. They're trying to get the banner hero is now
Mad
harder.
wants
So
15x's.
10x isn't as good anymore. So I've seen a suggestion to increase it to like 15x or 20x. Is there anything you can do or have plans to do to make the 10x more valuable? Because it's, like I said, it's not quite as good odds anymore.
Before I answer the question, I need to check with you. You were mentioning something 15% more.
50, I think so some guy did a bunch of math.
Alright.
So he said increased by around 50%.
Some guy. Deegs. I love you, Deegs. Deegs are Ron. Guaranteed.
Oh, since the launch, of course, it will keep increasing.
But it means that the 10x
Yeah,
is not as
okay.
good, right?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, regarding to this question, so we are aware of the specific the drop rate of specific hero 10 times will actually decrease.
How about the fact that actually legendary lords are in the same exact pool as legendary heroes? They just have decreased rates. So actually, it's not a 0.04% chance to get a legendary lord anymore, and I have the data from the game file to prove it. How about that? It's like 0.35 now.
the hero pool increases.
Yeah.
And
Because
we have
every new
prepared
hero
two
suppresses
different
their
solutions
rates
for this in the long run. And first of all, we will consider a similar format like the 15 times or 20 times like this particular player suggests. We will consider this possibly. And the second, which in my personal opinion is more likely, is that we'll introduce some form of pity later when it grows. The hero pool grows larger and larger. We'll have more formats of pity. And to ensure that
So
your
other titles
fun
kind of
and
like,
experience is
if you
better.
don't get the hero, the next one you do kind of thing. I guess something similar to that.
Yeah.
Cool, that sounds good then, thank you. We have a bunch of questions from the other content creators, but I'd like to sneak one last question in, or a couple last questions in. You've shown us a whole bunch of really cool content that's coming up soon, but we didn't see any new
They
heroes.
shouldn't
So
do
you have any
15x.
new
I
heroes?
honestly, I agree with that. It's a privilege of getting on a game early to get that big benefit. The 10x in this game, especially it was a month or two ago, it was crazy powerful.
You can show us by chance?
Yeah.
But we didn't see any new heroes, so do you have any new heroes that you can show us by
This was planned. No question in my mind that they planned this out. It's adorable and I love it, but this was planned. This is too cheeky.
chance?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at this.
We
This
didn't
is
see
like
new
a
heroes. Do you have-
scripted event. Look at this.
Have any new heroes that you can show us by chance?
They're playing footsie under the table. This is so scripted.
That's right. You're asking the right questions.
Ooh, what do I have right here? A PowerPoint presentation. Look at these boobies.
You're a hero designer, so I want to see
They're so
what you
cute.
Yeah.
They should make a show with these two.
Checking out their work now, right?
Bucket and
See
Snoopy.
how busy they keep you.
Okay.
You might want to pull the camera over.
So here's just.
Okay, cool. She looks pretty
here's our
fancy.
list of,
Reserved
new
content.
heroes we're
Whoa,
introducing
she looks
for you.
The dragon
crazy.
is a hero.
Yeah, you know
Like
there's a
Ajax?
faction like it's called unnamed,
Oh,
unnameable.
the nameless.
Yeah, currently there's only one hero in
Yeah.
it.
A new unnameable hero? Dab? What?
Maybe we'll think about adding something
It sounds like you're going to.
interesting. Yeah.
Ajax's girlfriend?
Avril Lavigne presents the greatest hits tour live across the
I would go to this
North
show, let's be honest.
With special
I love
guests,
Avril Lavigne.
All-time low, simple plan, and more. Get tickets.
Hell,
Friday
Hades will
at
buy this guy?
Lovemusic.com.
Oh, this guy seems expensive.
Oh, I remember seeing the chick with the vase. She was in one of the pictures before.
Which one?
At the bottom right.
Bottom right. Oh, this one.
Yeah, briefly. Interesting.
Oh, where
Oh,
did I see
wow.
it?
She
You guys
looks
showed it off in
Ursula,
some
baby.
artwork ages ago.
Oh,
Look at this, and they even have the
interesting.
inspiration on the
Must be
side. I
very
love the
interesting.
I love the design
Concept.
team.
These look really cool though.
Yeah, and this one I think is
A mentioned girlfriend that Avril Lavigne had?
This
Yeah,
one
yeah.
too, like the archive.
Whoa,
Wow.
that guy's got to be a
Ajax.
lord or an ancient exclusive for
Maybe
sure.
This one should be okay.
Yeah, they need
Nice.
Whoa.
That is very
Oh,
cool.
amazing.
Any ideas when these guys are coming? Or
They
who
need to get
series?
Ajax's girlfriend on that blue dragon.
No idea, actually.
No
I
idea.
haven't been planned on
This guy's
But
that's an
most
arbiter.
of them will probably arrive within next year.
Yeah.
I think.
They look really cool though. I like the design. They're very different to the existing characters, which is great. And I like the more monstrous characters
Epics.
as well.
They all look like legendaries.
And
all
the-
of them
the
are
tentacle
legendaries.
of
We
the
need an
I
epic.
think it's just cool to see a big
That's
difference.
you're telling me
in
that's
the
an epic?
shape,
She's a
right?
legendary.
The
I want an
silhouette of the
epic.
character.
Have you found
Just give me a flounder. I don't need Ursula.
Cthulhu?
Oh, Call of Cthulhu. Wow, yeah.
It's more like
Wrath has
Yeah.
a skin already. It's coming
That's
like
cool.
next
That's
month or the month after.
that's,
They've already leaked it. He has like
Oh,
wings.
I saw the hero
we're
skins
ready
now.
to
So
share at this moment.
there's a little thing with hero skins. I just saw.
Oh, right. Since you have already saw it, we might as well just proceed, right?
Yeah, let's see what's coming.
Okay. So we have
Alright.
prepared
Look how much they prepared for him.
Yeah,
we've seen this one.
Savage, almost
Look
like
at that boy's
berserker,
chest. He's
with
thick
less
as hell.
armor, but with
And
extra wings and
Wrath is
larger-
one of the
larger
thickest heroes in the
horns,
game, huh?
Nice.
And I think the weapon also got revamped as well.
Yeah, looking good.
I think it looks better than the Arrogance hero.
That's a good point. Actually. Yeah, it's very similar to Arrogance in its like the
Yeah.
design aesthetic.
Yeah.
Does not look better than Arrogance's
After all, they are
skin.
both
I disagree.
one of the 7 things. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's sort
Ask
of
about cinematics.
a similar design.
If maybe Ivy asked that
Maybe
question and then
well,
I'll ask
Some
it.
wedding skin for Status and Bear now.
Wow.
This is
Oh,
also,
that Virna
couple-
skin.
I'm gonna
Oh
guess
my
this is gonna come
god.
out
Look, the
Valentine's.
zombie bride. Silas is fine.
We'll see.
It's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of looks like
So
Damon.
there's
Oh,
like
that
conversion-
Oh my
conversion
god.
pictures of-
Special K, you'd spend money for that skin. Get the heck out of here. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. You'd take a little bit of that crypto money and pay for this Virna skin. Get out of here. That's amazing.
with the original one and
Oh
the-
my
the
god.
skin.
Special K, get the credit
Wedding
card
skin
out.
for
You would
the
buy
original.
this skin.
outfit.
Yeah. She also gets a little bit.
Oh,
So
roses.
good.
that's cool. I like the design.
So good.
And the original one.
I might
for Status
cosplay as
and
that.
Skin,
Damn.
the groom.
You guys, we'd buy that
Yeah.
Virna skin. Come on, that's amazing.
And Dolores.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's a Pharaoh skin for Dolores. You know,
Yeah.
Dolores is the really popular hero.
Again,
because
feels
the
slightly
ability
racist
to-
somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, she's, I think arguably the best hero in the game at the moment.
Yeah, I'm eager to learn whether players.
Couldn't be a Dolores
I think
skin though.
arguably
Looks
the
too
best hero in the
too
game
little
at the
too
moment.
flat here to be
I'm
Dolores.
eager to
Very
learn
too
whether
flat for
players
Dolores.
I'm interested in this new form. Of
It would get the most use out of any skin for sure.
Mhm.
Nice. That looks
Sounds
cool.
gross.
So yeah, that's pretty much all we have prepared for today's event.
No, that's great. Thanks for sharing these little teasers. Cool.
So do you have any more questions? you
With
have
the
prepared?
scarab
My
artifact.
questions we've gone through, but we have questions from the other
Other
content creators.
content creators.
So to start things off, we have a question from the wonderful Ivy Lee Gaming. So she says, I don't
Cinematics.
really have any questions or opinions about the future, other than to keep doing what you guys are doing. Continue to show the community that
I
you
don't-
want
I
our
honestly don't
feedback
even remember
and
if
that
I
you're willing
asked
to make
him anything. I
adjustments
feel
to
like
keep people
if I
satisfied.
asked
Yes,
him
do some
something, it would've
research,
been
maybe not
epics.
just on Forerunner, but maybe more often do some research on the whole community to find out what they like about certain content. It helps a lot, and I think you're doing it, so I can't complain. So I agree with Ivy. I think you guys are doing a really, really good job at responding and seeking out player feedback. So really, really good
Ivy
direction,
knows better
and
than
we're always
anyone.
glad to see
Ivy's
more.
on top of those.
And then we have
definitely.
a bunch of questions from Veiled Shot. So the first one is it possible to include the epics alongside legendaries?
I don't
when
know if
you do
Veiled
the
Shot's
2x
playing
some
anymore.
events?
I
At the
haven't
moment,
seen a
the
post.
2x event will just be 2x chance for legendaries. And the request is that epics will also have a boosted drop rate on 2x banners.
So previously, I was trying to understand the question. Previously, it was either 2 times on epics or 2 times on the legendaries only, right? So we either
I thought it was just
only boosted the legendary rate or
Oh, I know what I asked him, or what we talked about, but he already told me that they don't address it. Is the drop rates, obviously.
boosted the epic rate.
so
that
2x is
what
just
was-
legendaries,
Uh-huh.
and 10x boosts epics.
That was what we talked about.
but not the
this was
chance
so
of getting
long
an
ago,
epic.
right?
So
'Cause
there's
we
no banner
talked
to
in,
increase the chance of an
November.
epic. There's a banner to increase the chance of a legendary.
It's an interesting question, and we will definitely take into consideration.
That's
and
good.
we'll do an evaluation first.
It didn't even. This is how their brains work, though. At Moontoon, it doesn't even cross their mind that people need epic heroes. They're like, why would we add epic 2x on epic? Who gives a shit?
Sounds good. His second question is regarding the gear recast system, which I think we've already answered. So the question is, when will we be able to use it for ancient gear? And the answer is out of it. I think you said it was coming somewhat soon. Will we see any collaboration events with other games, shows,
Interesting
or
question.
movies? So maybe some kind of popular other game where a hero comes in, or is there something planned like that?
Demi's
for this
amazing
question,
for Geared
actually,
One.
all we can say is we are in discussion with big IP right now, and you guys can look forward to
Can
it.
you say what kind of IP? Game, show? It's a game. Okay, cool. That's good enough. So
Game IP.
maybe
that
in future a
game,
game collab. Maybe
Pokemon.
It's still early days. Cool. That's cool. All right, so we have a whole bunch of questions to go over. I have to get through them fairly quick, so I'm just going to pick a few more randomly.
All
So
right.
there's one from Dan Hellman, which is an interesting technical question regarding attack speed interval. So at the moment, once there's like a...
I already know the answer.
It shows it to one decimal place. So maybe you have like an attack interval of 2.1.
It's a rounding error.
Is it fixed to decimal places, or does it actually work beyond that? So if I have 400 attack speed, and it says 1.8, and if I have 480, and it still says 1.8, is it actually staying at 1.8, or is it just displaying?
It's only the display issue, so it got fixed to the...
Moontoon would be sick. It would look great in this game.
So it is actually more. It is affecting it still. Okay, cool. So that's some information for us. Attack speed does work even if it's not shown. I have the formula now. It's just only shown to one decimal place. Very technical question, but it's interesting to know, so thank you.
Good question.
Okay, so there's a question from Hell Hades I've seen a few of as well regarding the animations. Everyone loves the cutscenes. We're all big fans of the cutscenes. Are there plans to add more, especially for Lords?
There we go.
Or, yeah, just generally, are we going to have more of these cutscenes?
You mean the cutscenes when you drop the hero for the first time? Yeah, we have been continuously adding more and more, and we are prioritizing on the newly added heroes.
Okay, so it'll be the newest ones first, and then slowly the back. Okay, cool. And this one's a cool question. This is from Ash. I think this is a really nice question.
Did he not put a question from me in, and he put one from everyone else?
Heroes in the game. Are there any heroes you feel players should be using a lot more than they actually are? So
That's
like
a
an
great
underrated
question.
hero kind of thing. So it took us a while to actually appreciate Ai. Ai is really powerful, does some really cool stuff. Are there other heroes that you think the players are sleeping on at the moment that we should be using more?
I'm not sure if my answer is going to be popular.
So a hero that we're not using, basically, like that you think is really good.
I have seen a lot of negative feedbacks on Shamir.
Shamir? You like Shamir? Interesting.
Yeah, I just... because I think it's...
Just get him A5.
I think our design purposes for him, that he's like the fundamentary level of the legendary hero, and it works in, for the most part, main canvas, and some of the I think void rifts. I think it could be good.
Yeah,
so he's just saying, oh yeah, he's fine. He's like a basic legendary hero. Just no, Mari's better and she's free.
So you think Shamir is a bit underlooked by players because he's good in campaign?
Wrong.
You can also tell me, what do you think? Why do you think he's so weak? If you agree with me.
Yeah, so I'm on the hate wagon for Shamir a little bit. So the reason I think he's not valued is most content you solve with a hammer, right? You just go pure damage, as much damage as you can, because once your damage reaches a certain threshold, you can kind of skip mechanics, like Void Rift. Lysair is super hard, but if you kill him fast enough, it's easy. So I think at the moment, at least for current content, players will aim to kill stuff really fast because it allows you to get around features or mechanics that are really difficult.
Yes.
So if a hero like Shamir doesn't have really high damage output, he doesn't get a space.
Yeah.
But his crowd control abilities are good. The slows are good, but they're not as powerful as like Mari, which she's dedicated to.
And she's free.
Yeah, so I have a theory. Like those of you guys who doesn't think Shamir is valuable at all is, for the most part, the higher end of the player spectrum. For a new player or someone just started
Totally
this game a
wrong.
couple days ago,
Actually, you'll get a much dead. I'm sorry, Snoopy. I love you, dude, but totally wrong. The people that get the best use out of Shamir are the high-level players that have him with multiple awakenings and can afford to invest in him. For a normal player, they would never dream of building him because he's so bad. No one's using him. You'd be much better off going with the Iona you bought or the Greed you're going to get that's going to do good damage, or the free Mari you get at day 3. It's expensive to build and invest in a legendary hero. He's freaking, you're just wrong. For an early player, he is beyond useless. You are completely wrong, Snoopy. I love you, Snoopy. I love you, but you are wrong. Wrong, wrong.
It could be a good help.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Sort of all around heroes, but none of the aspects is very, very strong.
Yeah, makes sense. He's like an all-rounder, so he doesn't fit into a specific team.
He's one of
and that all around,
heroes.
he's pretty bad at everything.
Makes sense. Cool. Okay. So the last question, I guess I'll take one from Cold Brew. His question is, are there any plans to add an infinite...
This is what I think happened.
So the last question.
And,
Makes sense. Cool.
It cuts in the beginning.
Wow.
So when we talked about, now that I think about it, my question that we talked about with him, and then he told me after, hey, they're not going to get to it, was about the rates. And they definitely just said, we're not going to answer that. So that's why I didn't get my question in. I should have just asked about the Epic pool. Maybe that's not what I asked about.
Last question, I guess I'll take one from Cold Brew. His question is, are there any plans to add an infinite mode to the game? So a mode that gets harder as you go, like a roguelike. Something like a tower defense battle rather than just tied. But you have to defend as long as possible. It just keeps going until you fail. Is there any plans or consideration for something like that?
We do have
or just a time thing. Like they just keep throwing mobs at you and you can see how much damage you can do in 5 minutes. I would love that.
Another new game mode planned, which is a little bit similar to what you have described. And we have combined some roguelike elements in
this
that
guy
battle.
must have gone to school in the West.
You sort of
His
have
English is
a
too
long battle fight time. It will not be
He's got
literally
incredible
English, but it will be a very long time. And we will have a leaderboard for it if you can get long enough. And
Nice.
you will
Sounds cool.
look good. Yeah.
So I guess this is still quite early in development.
Yeah, it will be a bit.
No, GB is one mob, though. I want something with a group of mobs so you can see like who really does the best AoE and I don't want the mobs to die. They just come and you just see how much damage you can put out on the mobs. Like imagine Gear Raid 1, they're rushing the wall. There's like 20 mobs and it's just like 4 minutes.
Released a bit late.
Cool. No, it's good to know it's on the horizon, so thanks for sharing. But that covers, I think, all that we have time for. There are more questions, but unfortunately we can't get around to all of them as there's a lot. But
Maybe in the future.
yeah, perhaps the next time. But thank you so much for answering more for us.
It's good to have you here.
Exactly.
Well, thank you.
For
It's been a
testing
pleasure.
damage. It
Thank
doesn't
you
even
for
have to have big
bringing me into your
rewards.
office. It's been a pleasure to
Just
actually
as,
meet you in
like,
person.
gear
Thank you
checks,
again.
testing damage,
And
comparing
to viewers at
heroes.
home, thank you guys very much for joining us playing Watch of Realms over the last 6 months. And it's been a really exciting year. We've had a lot of great content coming. We've heard about a bunch of really cool content coming in the next year. So we have a lot to look forward to.
I give
Thank you
Mabucket
guys
an
very
A+.
much for joining us in
And I
Moonton's
give Snoopy
office for
an A
looking at
triple
future
plus.
content, for playing all this time, and for providing your feedback to the developers. As you can see, they clearly
This was
listen,
much
and they
better
make
than
really
I
good
thought.
changes
I mean,
based upon
I
it.
didn't
So
think
thank you
doubt
guys very
either
much.
of
It's
them.
really appreciate it. Wish you
But
a
actually,
Merry
the
Christmas
second
and
half
Happy
was
New Year.
very
All the
good.
best. Bye-bye.
I didn't like the beginning with the projector. The end was very, very nice. And there's his outro. We'll let it play to the end for his algo. But yeah, let me know what you guys think if you want to see me do something like that again. I hope I had some good insights. Ooh, they got little bloopers at the end. Oh my god, this is going to be adorable.
Okay, I'll do my mysterious smile first. Okay.
Just show more your face.
Oh.
Like,
Sorry, Sue, I can't get the Wi-Fi.
no one
Cute.
can.
Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think that was pretty fun, all in all. If you want any more of my thoughts about anything specific, just ask me now. Otherwise, I'll sign off in a few minutes. I hope I added some extra insight and commentary, and it was worth your time. If not, let me know. But yeah, I think Mabucket did an excellent job. Most excited, the amount of content they're already working on actively. I think that's pretty exciting. I would love for them to ask me to do this, if I'm being honest, if I can be selfish here. The Guild Boss video on stream, we can watch it if you want. We can finish up with that. But maybe we'll do that on the next stream, because I kind of want to have people watch this video in the future, I presume. Let me know in the comments if you're watching in the future and you made it to the end. I'll give you I'll respond. I'll give you a big heart. But yeah, I try to keep my BS alarm on. I also think, believe it or not, I do consider myself I think you believe it. I'm very polite. I'm very good in this kind of situation. I think I'd be really good at this, having a different angle than Mabucket. I'm a little deeper into this game now than him. Not that I know more than him, but I don't have a life. He does have a full life, you know? So I think if I came at it, I would be very polite and sincere, but I also, I would actively sound my BS alarm and try to push them to answer things they're not dying to answer about, like monetization, best ways to do that, and epic heroes, and expanding the hero pool, and competitive balance, and nerfs, and buffs, and a lot of the choices, and rollout plans, and timelines. Whereas I think Mabucket is an expert at the game and has done immense things for the game, no more than any content creator. Him and Ash have done the most for the game, I would say. And I think Mabucket just is so appreciative of everything, and he's got enough distance from the game now that it's easy for him to sincerely just be like this, where for me, I think I'd be a little more ruthless, and they could just say ignore me, which is fine. But I would love to do something like this. I think it'd be super fun. I love Snoopy. I think he's an amazing. We found ourselves a superstar today. He went toe to toe with the bucket himself. But yeah, pretty fun. Pretty fun. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Most exciting thing, just Guild Boss 2 looks insane. That's the same guy as the voice interview. They said it at the beginning. I'd say like the stream. We only have 39 likes, so if you guys want to like the stream, I would appreciate that. But yeah, I'd say just the amount of content they have planned, and then Guild Boss 2 looks super, super, super fun. I like that they're doing a lot of stuff with dwarves. This is the delete button Silas. No, he's just in Ageless Wrath with super high crit damage and attack speed. It's also POD, and this is really easy beginner content, so of course. But yeah, I think this was fun. I think Mabucket did an excellent job. I let him know that I'd be doing this. He didn't answer me. But of course, Mabucket's links are in the description, the link to the original video and link to Mabucket's channel. And maybe if you're new, so you haven't, if you You don't know Mabucket. I think even most new people would know him just from searching on YouTube. But he hasn't posted really in a while, just these past 2 videos the past 2 months. But definitely go subscribe. I think he's going to keep playing. So yeah. Questions was bad. I don't think the questions were bad at all. And they shared tons of interesting things. Look at how much early artwork they shared with us. I do agree we had some missed opportunities, but I mean, Maba can only do with what he's working with. I think they were about as forthcoming as you would expect, and then some. Handled my handsomeness. I mean, they handled Mabuckets fine. He asked everything we wanted. Literally the only demerit, which isn't even a demerit because it's what makes him so charming and makes him Mabucket, is there were things I wish he pushed harder on. But maybe he did off camera. We don't even know. But like the top things we need to know are like the hero pool and monetization strategy, which I don't expect them to disclose all of that. But like, yeah, way more than any other. If you heard Raid, imagine if you guys ever, any of you guys that played Raid, did you ever watch like Hell Hades or I'm trying to remember who else did this, but like Hell Hades interview Cirilla? That was the biggest fart of content. I can't even imagine what Hades felt like having to edit that stuff. She said nothing. And she didn't know anything. She wasn't a dev. She was a public relations person, which is fine. She was good at her job, but this is an actual dev speaking and actually sharing endless things and drafts and this, that, and the other. They asked about 2x epics. He said he had never thought about it. They'd think about it. They asked about that explicitly. You should watch the whole interview. Go watch, even if you've never played Raid, go look up a video from 2021 of Hell Hades interviewing Cirilla, and then tell me you think this was a bad interview. Not that Hell Hades did anything wrong. I think he does a great job. But look at what she shared and what she even knew. She doesn't even know anything about the game. She's literally a PR person. That Cirilla video, there's many of them. Many Cirilla videos that are 40 minutes long that I watched because I was a nerd obsessed with the game. They are the most worthless content ever. Rosen said the questions were bad. Anyway, good job to Mabucket. Proud of the guy. I really hope to see him back in the game soon. But also, if he's going to leave the game, I hope he lets people know and maybe plans to come back soon or does whatever makes him happy because he's a really great guy, obviously. Very bright guy, very kind guy. So I wish him the best. Yeah, Ash had her in a video, you know. So yeah, I wish Mabucket the best. Thank you to the devs for doing this. Thanks to Moonton. I'm right here, baby. You know where to find me. You got my Discord. Hit me up. You can email me, fastidiousYT@gmail.com. I'll get back to you immediately. I live on my computer. You know, you have creators like Mabucket that have a beautiful life, and you have creators like me that spend their whole day at this desk making content for this game and would be just ready to answer the call immediately. So again, congratulations to Mabucket. Awesome, awesome job. Congratulations to Moonton for hosting him and actually being exceedingly forthcoming and generous with the information they shared. This is actually a lot of fun. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you're watching this in the future, in the comments, let me know if you liked something like this. We'll see how often something like this happens, but I had a lot of fun doing it. For everyone else, we're going live on Twitch right now. Right now, we're going live on Twitch to play Palworld, the new hottest game in the world, baby. Yeah. Sorry, now I'm getting distracted, but let me pull up my Twitch link while I do. But the thing with Cirilla also felt like almost like sexist. Like they found this like skinny little girl and just that didn't know much about the game. She was just a PR person and just threw her to the wolves. And then she was the punching bag. And then people could just be like, "Oh, she's an idiot woman," or whatever people think. It's like felt like this calculated misogynistic little strategy they had. Like here we got an actual dev. Who cares if it's a man or a woman, but someone deeply in the game ready to answer questions. It made me super uncomfortable the way they like put her out like that. And I felt bad. Like it was like mistreating their employee. And they had way more scandals to deal with too. Yeah, I'm about to buy the game right now. We're going to go play Palworld. If you guys want to play with me or watch me play it, this is what I'm doing for the rest of the day. Hope to see you there. We are 26 followers away from 1,000 on Twitch. Maybe if we have a great stream, we will hit it. And just so you guys know, we'll go to Palworld right now. I'm going to go on Twitch and let's see. Currently, how do I do this? How do you search a game? Currently, there are 333,000 live viewers. This is the hottest game in the world right now, guys. So you're gonna wanna see this. This is what it's gonna be. We're gonna do some Palworld right now. So hope to see you there. I'm gonna go buy it right now. So I have to turn my screen off. I'm gonna end the stream so I can buy it off camera, and then I'll be live on Twitch within 15 minutes for sure. So I really hope to see you over there. You can see the game is popping off. I love Pokemon, so I'm very excited to try it out. Hope to see you there. Again, thank you to Mabucket. Thank you to Moontoon. All of Mabucket's links are in my description. Hope to hear from you soon. If you're coming back to the game, buddy. Otherwise, have the most beautiful time in Japan. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Fastidious. Share with your mother. I'll see you soon.